All right, thanks for joining me again. So this is the last one for Mango, at least for this series. You know, he bought 12 coffees and had 12 requests, and I got to do it, man, and I got to do it in the order that I received them. That's just how I roll. So, sorry, this gum's getting the best of me. This one is following in the footsteps of Tasmania's Cannibal Convict, Alexander Pearce, ABC Australia, and they do a phenomenal job on their mini documentaries. This is only 5 minutes long, so I'm excited to get into it and see what it has to offer. So let's get into the intro, and then I'll meet y'all somewhere in the middle. Here we go, y'all.
Here we are bashing through. This is only day one. This is the type of environment we're going through.
In November 2008, 6 experienced walkers retraced the steps of notorious 19th century convict cannibal Alexander Pearce. Over 22 days, they walked, crawled, climbed and macheted 170 kilometres through dense scrub in some of Tasmania's harshest country.
Very hard day. Very hard day. I have got nothing left in the tank. Good teamwork. Very good terrain navigation. Especially Jason up this last bit. We could have been in there for hours bush bashing. We've even found water on the top here. So we're going to have a beautiful campsite. And tomorrow is another day. Go the Cannibal Run team. Yo!
In 1822, Alexander Pearce escaped with 7 other convicts from a penal station in Tasmania's remote west. The group struck out east and battled through dense bush and difficult terrain. As food became scarce, they decided to kill members of their party to eat to survive. In the end, just Pearce remained, and tales from the escape, along with a later attempt where he was found with human flesh in his pocket, cemented his reputation as the Cannibal Convict.
In Pearce's time, Macquarie Harbour was, seen as an escape-proof prison. It was a prison within a prison, and it was designed to break the human spirit. But now, today, the same place is seen as a World Heritage listed tourist destination, which promises spiritual rejuvenation.
Well, here we have the results of bush bashing. You can see it takes its toll on you.
On our worst day, which was coming out of the Franklin, we were working for 12 hours, but we covered 1.1 kilometres. It was such a steep terrain, you wouldn't be able to walk. You had to literally bush bash.
Even with the aid of modern technology and food drops from a support team, Simon and his friends found the journey Pearce made a challenging one.
It was the story of survival, the story of navigation, of determination, endurance, that they were all poorly equipped, they were totally underprepared, they had very poor clothing, and they were heading into totally unknown terrain. If it wasn't just for the cannibal aspect, he would probably be hailed as a hero.
Despite the hardships, there was still humour and moments of reflection on how huge an achievement it was.
There was always humour. I always liked the humour. And day 10, we'd just swum the Franklin River. And so we'd all stripped off and we'd all swam across. And we were down to our undies. And what should come down the river but the Franklin rafters? They haven't seen anybody for 3 or 4 days, and they see these 2 semi-naked, hairy men, and they're going, what's going on here?
We're following Alex Pearce, the Cannibal Convict, and our evening meal has just come round the corner.
And so, of course, they pull off from the bank thinking that, we're cannibals, and we had to reassure them that we didn't see them as tasty morsels on a floating restaurant.
After 22 days, the walking group finished their 170-kilometre walk.
Hey, man, let me just jump in here. I'll say something real short because this is pretty self-explanatory. I'll just tell you my initial reaction is in the 1900s, or no, they said 19th century, so it's always screwy how that works. So it'd be in the 1800s when this bunch of convicts broke out of that prison and headed east. And you just got to know how hardy. Not only did the prison not break the human spirit, like he said to begin this, it kind of strengthened their resolve to get the hell out of there. And regardless of, these people having food drops by a jet-powered helicopter. The convicts didn't have none of that. So, I imagine they did get hungry. And there's a saying that, people who've never ate a bug have never been hungry enough. And I would like to say that I wouldn't eat human flesh, but I've never been that hungry either. You don't know what your mind and your body will tell you to make you agree to doing something like that for survival. Thank God I've never even come close to being in any position like that. And now here it is, 2025, and you just about get a drone to deliver you a hamburger if that's what you wanted. But at the time, man, those guys didn't have the clothes, they didn't have the shoes, they didn't have they were against the elements. And these people here are prepared, and they're laying in their tents all bruised up. Just goes to show you how hardy the Australian men and the American man was in the 1800s, hardy. And I think we've lost a lot of that hardiness, in the will to survive. I think it's been bred out of our human psyche. I hate that. I think that's pretty true, man. But I hate to think that way. I would survive. I'm a survivor, man. But I was born in the 50s, and we didn't have a lot, so we had to make do, man. We left home without telephones. We drove 1,500 miles without a telephone, cell phone. There was payphones at different towns, but today people get a block away from their house and forgot their phone, and they just freak out thinking, what if something happens? What if something happens? And they have to turn around and go back and get their cell phone. So I think technology has made us weaker as a species, men in particular. So let's get back to it.
Arriving near Austerley in central Tasmania, Simon says it was an awesome experience, but not one that he'd repeat.
I tend not to want to repeat experiences. I think life is a true adventure. I think my days of travelling internationally and doing these multi-month walks is sort of coming to a bit of an end. As they say, you have to go away to come back home to realise just how good your home is.
Yep.
Phenomenal team effort. Everybody has done well, and there is no amount of planning and preparation that can make a team gel as well as this team has. We're all totally different personalities. We've all irritated each other at some time or other, but for the sake of the team, we have all combined well, and we couldn't have done it unless we had. And very, very impressed with that. I couldn't think of a better bunch of people to have done it with. Everybody give a wave.
Hello.
On top of the engineer.
Oh, look at these.
And look at the spider. Oh, don't spite that out, too scary.
Well, good on those people, man. For what does Kim say? Good on you. Good on them for enduring those trials and tribulations and retracing those steps, man. And like you said, that experience will be with them forever. All right, man. I hope you all enjoyed that. That's going to do it for me. I didn't know the story. Still don't really know the story. I think all this story was about is the trials and tribulations of these 6 people who retrace the steps of a notorious criminal from y'all's history. That's going to do it for me. Till I see y'all again, I'll catch y'all down the road. Bye, y'all. Let's see here. Let's get out of here.